Hey y'all, it's me. I just wanted to come on here and check in and say a few things. I know that I have a lot of people who have been reaching out to me, and specifically on like via text or like different DMs and things, but I don't think that I've formally said anything like on every platform. First and foremost, I'm okay. Thank you so much to everybody who has reached out and asked. I'm fine. Quentin is fine. Thankfully. But as you can also imagine, this week has been extremely crazy, to say the least. Today marks the 2.5-month mark of us moving to Los Angeles. And this week aside, like, everything was going really great. I'm just really affected by everything that's going on around us, obviously. We live in North Hollywood, so we gratefully have not had any like super direct effect from the things that are going around us with the fires. However, I think this last few days also showed us that we can't really take that for granted either, because things can change at the drop of a fucking hat. Because we're thinking, okay, the closest fire is the one in the Palisades, and that's like 35 minutes away, you know. But then watching the Watch Duty app, we see, oh, a fire popped up in the hills, Hollywood Hills. And then your landlord is texting you and telling you that you need to pack your bags because the neighbors are, and that you should prepare for a potential evacuation. And then while you're doing that, there's another fire that pops up in Studio City, which is literally 8 minutes from your apartment. I've never experienced anything like this before. Obviously, coming from Chicago, coming from Milwaukee, like the most weather related things we ever had to deal with were all do with, like, you know, rain and snow, potentially tornadoes. Like this was definitely intense to be in the midst of. But I feel so freaking horrible. It is so devastating to watch. It is so devastating to see the great amount of loss that everybody is experiencing simultaneously from the Palisades and from the Eden fire. And I gotta say, like, I'm obviously praying. I'm obviously sharing as much information as I can. I've been communicating mostly on my Facebook and Instagram DMs or stories. And every time I come across a resource, I'm posting it. But I cannot fathom the amount of just hurt and the amount of everything that this is just weighing on the folks who are right in the midst of it. I went outside today for the first time in like 4 days, and just to go to the store. The fact that I had the privilege to do that, the fact that I even had the privilege to sit in a room, you know, it's definitely got me feeling a really distinct sense of like survivor's remorse and guilt to a certain extent, because I see every day, I see all the devastation. And then going outside, driving back home, seeing the clouds, seeing the smoke from the Palisades fire, I'm like, that shit is scary. I can only imagine what it's like to be in the midst of that, and that being like your ground zero, being your home. So I'm very, again, I cannot express how grateful I am that we're okay. I'm so grateful that our friends and folks that are out here are all right, but we also are seeing people who are very much not, and holding space for that. And everybody needs to do the same. That's one of the things I primarily wanted to also say. Read the room. Like, if you are seeing all of this stuff, if you're reading all of these things, if you're watching the videos, this is not the fucking time to be a dick. Okay? Like, I cannot believe the comments that I'm seeing and the commentary about, oh, well, that's LA and blah, 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 blah. Like, you know, that this is like this is supposed to suggest that this was like brought upon itself. Also, I think that Aaliyah Sheffield, my girl, she said it very specifically. Like, we spend so much time focusing on the eat the rich mentality that we literally have lost every sense of fucking humanity. Because there are actual people, no matter how much money they do or don't have, there are human beings in here that are literally losing their life's work. They are literally losing everything. There are people that were in the Altadena neighborhood that were like 90 years old bought those houses decades ago from working hard and doing the thing that they're supposed to do. And all of that, all their legacies are gone. And then you got people in the comments telling them, they're like, oh, you're still alive, you'll be okay. No. Like, you wouldn't tell somebody who lost one of their children you still got the other one. Hello. You know what I mean? Like, everybody needs to practice the same amount of, like, human decency and sensitivity that you would expect to be offered to you. Because nobody can prepare or fathom anything of this level happening to them until it happens to you. So, remember that. And tread fucking lightly, but also give what you can and share what you can. I share links all the time to resources, to donations, to centers in the city that just can use any kind of support. This is what that should be the focal point of. This is not the time, I don't think, for people to be inserting their conspiracy theories about whatever, thing from the Bible or whatever, like I don't know. Like, it's people just need to use common sense, because again, we're grateful. We're very, very fortunate that we happen to be in a centralized location. But what if I wasn't? What if I was in one of the areas that had to evacuate? That I'm supposed to be just shit out of luck because in y'all eyes? Like, that's not fair. It's not fucking fair. Everybody needs to wake up. Like, that's really bothering me the most. I don't believe I know exactly where to go as far as like my direction of what I'm doing next with content. It's not my focal point. Obviously, this reminds me very much of like during COVID when we had this literal world thing going on and it just didn't feel appropriate. I'm doing my best to try to use the bit of a platform that I have to highlight what needs to be highlighted. Whatever that looks like, I will let God guide that for me. But it's not really like my priority at the moment. I'm just trying to stay good and make sure that everything around me is the same. It's also very, very scary and worrisome to be able to move forward in any kind of real way, because the fires are still burning. The fires have been burning for days, and I have to kind of stay alert. I have to keep notifications on the Watch Duty app, because what if another fire, a miscellaneous fire, pops up again near us, closer to us, as like it did a few days ago. So I don't think that it's truly like there's no moment of rest for anybody in the city of LA right now. So just continue to pray, continue to do what you can, continue to send whatever y'all can, but just truly pray. This is the time to utilize the most empathy that you possibly can, and just think about that. For anybody who is watching this outside of Instagram, if you watch this on TikTok specifically, come find me. I know that in the midst of all of this other stuff, there's the shit about this app getting deleted, in a few days. I haven't had no time to focus on that, but my handles, every single place, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, are the same. It's the letter B, word free, number 2 music. If you want to continue following what's going on from our perspective here, what we're doing to support everybody else's efforts in the city, but just also continue with me beyond, the TikTok days. If that comes to pass, then you need to come hit me up. Again, thank you so much to everybody who has expressed concern for us. We greatly appreciate it. Like I said, it's a really truly devastating time, and from what I hear from everybody and see, this is the worst that they've ever been in the history of the city. Just about, because wildfires are not anything new, but the magnitude is this one is. So be kind, be courteous, be respectful, and just be good to people, and be aware and alert is all I can really say. I'll continue checking in on my stories just to let people know who are keeping tabs on us, how we're doing. But this was just a general check-in to my friends and fam who I haven't spoken directly to that were good, but also just sending a message that I was compelled to spread. So please pray for LA. Please pray for the state of this world. And remember, be good people. Thanks.